Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rick Amato, and I'm an unusual character to be here speaking today. I'm a Tea Party activist. And before, I'm only going to take a few minutes, 5-6 minutes of your time. And before I say what I have to say, I'd like to tell you how someone with an unusual background like mine came to be here today. I wrote an article last week. I'm a columnist, talk show host, etc. I wrote an article last week about your movement, about your protest here in San Diego. As part of that article, I embedded a video of someone we interviewed who called for a revolution in America, said he was a proud socialist, and said that he agreed and spoke fondly with countries like China and Cuba.
That's not true. I saw the video, it's not true.
Okay. So we posted that article, that video, and then I began to get email from many of you who said, Rick, this is not fair, it's not true. This individual represents the fringe, extreme element of who we are. The people who emailed me said, we're not socialists, just the fringe, extreme element. And we invite you, Rick, to come see for yourself. We invite you to speak for us, but we ask you to come not in confrontation. So that's how I'm here today. So I'm here as an invited guest to be respectful and polite, and I'll use the word frank in terms of where I come. Let me say this. What we can agree upon is that there is a feeling that something is fundamentally wrong in America today. There's something broken in America today. And we can agree that both leaders in both parties are responsible. I think we can agree with that. There is a feeling in America today among common folk that if you're wealthy enough, if you're powerful enough, and if you're well connected enough, then the rules don't apply to you. There's a feeling that if you have enough money, enough power, and enough connections, then the government will bail you out. But I think where we differ is this. I'm not pointing the finger at capitalism.
Neither are we.
I'm pointing the finger at crony capitalism.
Right.
Elected officials go to Washington and they take an oath to uphold, defend, and preserve the U.S. Constitution. They then turn around and cut million-dollar deals with lobbyists to pass laws that go outside the U.S. Constitution. Who does it benefit? It benefits those elected officials who we put in power, and of course, the lobbyists and the corporations. But make no mistake, everyday folks, including you and I, including business executives, corporate executives, are required to live by the rules and play the game that the lawmakers create. This is why I point the finger at lawmakers. Now, I was told that this is not a socialist. I'm just curious, by a show of applause, I want to take a little poll here. How many of you here, and applause if this applies to you, how many of you here feel that you are a socialist or are sympathetic towards socialism by applause?
Nothing wrong with it!
Okay. How many here feel that you are not a socialist and are not sympathetic to socialist views? Okay. I think we can agree that those who oppose socialism are in your majority here today.
Not necessarily.
No. I don't think we're going to agree on that.
Well, you don't like that poll I just took?
It's a good question. I don't know. We're skeptical. Not everybody answers it.
All right. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'm not trying to trick. You ask the question. You ask the question.
I think my problem, at least with the way you phrased the question, is you said...
Phrase it the way you want.
Okay, you said, or those who are not sympathetic with socialism. We're sympathetic with everyone here because we are the 99%. And because we support a variety of beliefs. We're not just sympathetic with one cause or the other. We're sympathetic with you. and the Tea Party for what we all agree in, and that's that things are messed up right now, and we need to find some way to change them.
All right.
So am I to understand then that socialism, by that applause and by your comments, I think your comments, I got confused. This audience embraces socialism as a solution?
It depends on how you define it.
This isn't about socialism. This is not about socialism. It's not about anarchism. It's not about the Tea Party. It's not about Democrats. It's not about Republicans. It's about us coming together to come to a collective solution despite our differences. Thank you.
I appreciate the spirit of that, but you still haven't identified what your solution is. But let me say this, folks.
No, we haven't.
Let me.
A foundation.
I've got 2 minutes here, and I want to say this. President Obama has embraced your movement. President Obama has spoken in spirit with what you're doing out here on Wall Street and across America. But I want you to be aware of something. President Obama talks about your movement on Wall Street, yet he gets 1/3 of his campaign re-election money from Wall Street.
That's right.
President Obama talks about class warfare. He talks about the rich. He was in La Jolla last month, as you know. It cost $35,000 to get a picture taken with him. It cost $10,000 to ask a question. It was closed to the public.
And how much money did you get from the Koch brothers?
I didn't get any money. He's using you, is my point.
Politicians use you.
All right. Okay.
Hey, excellent manager. Support Eddie's party. This man came to speak. We will give him respect to speak. His time's up. Just like everyone else. His time is up.
Thank you. The only message I had is I feel that you're being used by the president, and he's not listening to you for the reasons I gave. If you want his attention, use your passion, use your conviction, use your energy. You want his attention, use your passion. Start a movement right here. Right here. To get a third-party challenge against Obama, and you'll get his attention.
Just a real quick word. The framers of